See, XRP's price is about to explode. And so if you don't have at least 100 XRP by the time this massive event occurs, you're going to miss out on a multi-million-dollar opportunity. An opportunity for you to make generational wealth just by holding only 100 XRP. In fact, it's already beginning to happen. If you take a look at what's in front of you, the XRP volume has actually begun soaring, reaching over 33 million USD transacting in literally 60 seconds. Now you have to understand this, that the expansion of the XRP ledger is growing on an institutional level. Like back in 2023, over 4,000 USA banks were in talks to actually partner with Ripple and use XRP to facilitate payment transactions. That number has probably 10x. We're now close to around 20 to 30,000 banks globally, all looking to facilitate payments using the XRP ledger and using XRP specifically. And this even goes for central banks globally, because over 19 central banks have been reported to actually purchase over $10 billion worth of XRP just in the last 12 months alone. So again, on both an institutional and on a global central bank level, they're all shifting towards using XRP in the XRP ledger, which definitely has a massive impact on the price of XRP, potentially making it skyrocket to over $8,000. We're talking $8,257.20 per XRP confirmed by October 31st. And again, you gotta ask yourself why. And it comes down to the massive banking industry being actually gobbled up by the XRP ledger. Yes, Ripple's CEO, actually Brad Garlinghouse, took to the stage at a major banking conference, and he was the biggest highlight, even though he was sitting next to BlackRock and JP Morgan. He spoke about the XRP ledger, and he spoke about how XRP is going to revolutionize the payment sector, and it will replace the banking infrastructure. Now that's actually a big deal, because again, when you have giants like BlackRock and JP Morgan, you'd be surprised. But then if you look into the reports and the details, you realize that both BlackRock and JP Morgan have actually been quietly accumulating XRP. And there was a report that was released that actually stated that BlackRock had a XRP fund and JP Morgan also had an XRP fund. So they've been constantly quietly accumulating XRP, dollar cost averaging on a recurring basis. You have to hear this.
My name is Brad Garlinghouse. I'm the CEO of Ripple. Ripple has approximately 900 employees across our 15 offices worldwide. We were founded more than a decade ago with a mission to enable the Internet of Value, a world where money moves like information does today. We build software products that power cross-border payments, stablecoins, and digital custody. Ripple helps financial institutions reduce friction, unlock efficiencies, and serve their customers better. These are not abstract concepts. We work every day with banks that rely on our technology to deliver real results in the global economy. Ripple leverages the XRP ledger, a decentralized, battle-tested, open-source blockchain, as well as its native digital asset, XRP, to facilitate payments. XRP is built to enable fast, low-cost, and highly scalable transactions. From the start, Ripple made the deliberate choice to work with policymakers and regulators, not around them. We have taken a compliance-first approach, operating with over 60 payment, service, crypto, and money transmitter licenses domestically and globally.
I think you're going to see touched. Trade finance is an industry that really Ripple, some of our customers have invited us to participate in. And you've seen experimentation around identity in real estate and title management. And these are all examples where I think it's so hard to predict where this will go, in the same way that 25 years ago when I first got involved in the Internet of Information, I never could have predicted on my smartphone I'd press a button and I'd have a car picking me up minutes later. I think this will permeate lots of different parts of our society.
Imagine that. The unlocking of multi-trillion-dollar industries all simultaneously at the same time. We're talking real estate, payments, insurance, finance, everything that we facilitate money and transactions to. Ripple Labs is looking with, they're working with partners to actually facilitate that money onto the XRP ledger. And there's a lot of that money going to come on. In fact, a big chunk of it will likely come in the next couple of weeks. Guys, you got to see this next part because it is critical. The next massive unlock for trillions of dollars is about to commence in literally weeks. set to trigger the massive price surge for XRP. But before we delve deep into that, guys, we partner with Liable to give every single person watching in today's video some free money. Yes, you're going to get yourself up to $100 worth of free cash to buy XRP before the massive breakout. So if you want to make yourself some free money, you want to get some free cash in your pocket, get yourself some free XRP, all you have to do is like, comment, subscribe, and then sign up on Liable using my link in the description and do a transaction. The whole process takes less than 5 minutes. Guys, you gotta do it. Make sure you like, comment, again, sign up, do a transaction, less than 5 minutes, and get your free XRP. Let's go. So everything that we've talked about up until now has basically been proven. In fact, Ripple's own CTO, David Schwartz, has emphasized it, Brad Curlinghouse has emphasized it. Banks and institutions are jumping on board the XRP ledger. In fact, it's been stated that over 100 banks are now utilizing Ripple and XRP for cross-border payments. These are confirmed transacting on a day-to-day basis. Bank of America also announced that all internal transactions that are being facilitated are actually running on XRP, which is again another massive deal here. But it's time to get back on topic. The two things that are very important, the price and the date. And in this case, a lot of analysts have been talking about $8,257.20 per XRP by October 31st. You have to think to yourself, why is that the case? And it all lies in the numbers right here. The $654 trillion that is set to enter from the real estate market by institutions building on the XRP ledger and resulting in an XRP supply shock. Now, this institution is RealFi. RealFi is actually unlocking billions of dollars onto the XRP ledger. They've just unlocked over $2 billion, 10,000 plus properties. I mean, these guys are huge. And their goal to unlock the entire $654 trillion using XRP and the XRP ledger. Now, this is a big deal because RealFi just announced that they've officially entered phase 2, which means they're going to focus on the adoption and large-scale integration of the RealFi ecosystem. Now, if you look into the RealFi ecosystem, it's built on two key things: the RealFi technology and the Real token, which is actually using the XRP ledger. See, Real token is actually built on the XRPL. To be exact, it's this token right here, the Real token. And this is again bullish because on the XRP ledger, I mean, they have very strong support, very low resistance, and the chart looks like it's primed for a major breakout. But it gets even better. RealFi just attended the official GITEX Global 2025, which is the world's largest event for technology, fintech, blockchain, and AI. And they've announced that we are proud to showcase our innovative technology transforming the real estate sector and redefining traditional DeFi rewards. We look forward to returning tomorrow to engage with attendees and share more about the RealFi ecosystem. Now, this is bullish, guys. It is bullish. And if you take a look here, guys, you literally have the logo of Real token and the XRP ledger, which is huge. Now, obviously, I'm bullish on Real token. In fact, I went ahead and actually bought myself a nice juicy bag because if you take a look at everything from every angle, the Real token is going to facilitate that massive billions, if not trillions of dollars. And it's happening right in front of our eyes. I mean, the Real token has a very low supply of only, I think, 100 million or 122 million phase 2 supply. Now, this is again a very big, because it means there's not enough Real token to go around, and yet there's going to be so much demand that's going to cause a massive supply shock. Now, you have to understand what's happening. The Real token was literally sitting at 1/100th of a penny when it first released about 2 or 3 months ago. Now it's sitting at almost 4 cents. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of percentages gained. And with that, it's not yet listed still on a single centralized exchange. There's no mass marketing campaign. This thing is just starting, and it's yet utility-based, real-world asset built on the XRP ledger, actually innovating and solving a multi-trillion-dollar problem. And again, they're getting that attention. People are very bullish on them, yet again, because they're not listed on a single centralized exchange, it's actually very hard to get in. But take a look at this. They have received a 10 out of 10 score. We're talking about the same score that XRP received. All the massive projects, XRP, XLM, XTC, the major projects, Real token has also received a same score, 10 out of 10. Top 3 holders, low risk. Banet scored 100%. KYC verified. And if you take a look at this, they have over 3,434 wallets. Again, this is crazy because we're talking about it being in such a short period of time, and because it's only on the XRP ledger, it's very difficult to actually get in. But this is very bullish because it shows us a clear sign that if this, once Real token gets listed on a single centralized exchange, the price is going to soar, the market is going to soar, trillions of dollars will begin flowing, and it's going to cause a massive supply shock for the Real token. In fact, so much so that a lot of analysts believe, take a look at this, the Real token will literally go from 2 cents to over $64,500 with only 1% of the $650 trillion entering into it. And it makes sense because when you have a very low supply and massive demand, you end up experiencing supply shock, and this is exactly what we're going to see for Real Token, is a massive supply shock, meaning every 10,000 right now could literally make you millions of dollars. Now, I want to emphasize that I'm not a financial advisor. It's not a financial advice. Always do your own research. Again, the capitalization is do your own research. But what I'm saying here is that once this thing is listed on centralized exchanges, there's going to be massive trading volume. We're talking hundreds of thousands of trading volume daily. This is a big deal because, again, $100,000 in trading volume for Real Token would literally skyrocket the price into at least the hundreds of dollars, at least. Literally right now, if a $10,000 purchase into Real Token skyrockets the price, you can see the impact live. I mean, it goes up, tens, not hundreds of percentages because, again, a small purchase. So obviously, imagine once you get mass scale volume, the price will soar, the markets will soar, the volumes will soar, more attention will come to Real Token, and you'll see the biggest historic breakout that we've seen in crypto. We're talking about the next Bitcoin. People buying Bitcoin at $1 and they going to 120,000. This is a similar opportunity. Now, again, I want to emphasize this is not financial advice, always doing research. And again, you got to be looking into this stuff because I'm not a financial advisor, so do your research. But as you guys can tell, I am very, very bullish on the Real Token. I'm very bullish on the XRP ledger, and I'm very bullish on XRP. And seeing an XRP ledger project that's actually solving a real-world problem in the trillions of dollars is in real estate, uses the XRP ledger, and they're out there. So I mean, these guys are legit. They're KYC verified. I mean, this is a massive multi-million-dollar institution. RealFi actually allows you to buy real estate using the XRP ledger, and you get rewards in the process. So talking about a real deal institution backing the Real Token, it doesn't get any better than this. So guys, with that being said, I'm gonna end the video here. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to this video. I'll see you next time, and peace.